Rather lads, welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in all parts of the world. Now, many people in my comment section on WhatsApp as well asking me, Cossy, is the Lisandro Martinez deal off? No, it's absolutely on. So what is everything we need to know about Lisandro Martinez signing for Arsenal Football Club? That is what I'm exactly going to do in this video. Hit the like button. Let's get the video to 500 likes. Subscribe to the podcast. On this video, we should be able to get to 47,000 subscribers. And of course, do the good things in the comment section. Let me know, apart from Lisandro Martinez at left back as a backup for Kieran Tierney, which other players would you love to see Arsenal try? Probably Marco Kurela at Brighton, probably Alexander Zinchenko at Manchester City, or probably Tino Livramento at Southampton. Let me know in the comments below. Massively appreciated. Right, let's get into it. Let's start off with what has already been said around this and has been absolutely confirmed. David Ornstein with The Athletic, first and foremost, broke the story and confirmed it that Arsenal have made Lisandro Martinez a priority for their defense. Now, of course, it was The Athletic as well that confirmed, in May that Arsenal will try to sign in a centre-back on the left-hand side of the defense. The Arsenal will try to strengthen their left side of the defense by bringing in either a centre-back and a backup left-back, or bringing in a player who can double as a left-back and also as a centre-back on that side. Now, Tino Livramento was the priority, I understand, was the priority for Arsenal in those areas, but he suffered a long-term injury. Actually, it was reported that Arsenal were 100% willing to go all in for Tino Livramento after having a very exciting season, by the way, for Southampton. The bad thing, as the season was ending, as we were edging the climax of the season, Tino Livramento suffered a long-term injury, and that means he won't be available for a transfer this summer to Arsenal. Now, as we grew into the window, as we have grown into the transfer window, Arsenal have identified other priorities. And of course, now on top of the list, apart from the likes of Alexander Zinchenko and Marco Kurela, Arsenal have decided that they will go for Lisandro Martinez. The Athletic claim that Mikel Arteta particularly and personally has told Edu and the transfer team to get Lisandro Martinez and the deal done because he's a player he appreciates, a player he loves, and a player who can also play for him as a left back, that is a backup to Kieran Tierney, and also as a left centre-back, a backup to Gabriel Magalhaes. So that is one of the reasons as to why Mikel Arteta is 100% crazy about the player. He sees him as a backup to Kieran Tierney and a player who is also a backup to Gabriel Magalhaes. If you've seen Lisandro Martinez play, if you've seen a couple of his clips, you will understand that is a player who is really technically gifted, very, very versatile, a player who is believed to be able to play in a couple of positions across that back line, and also in some positions in the midfield as a central midfielder, as the left backup, as a left back, as a centre back, and also can play for you as a defensive midfielder. Really talented. His ball playing abilities are absolutely elite, and one of the reasons why Mikel Arteta is 100% hooked to the idea of getting the player in. Now, in regards to Ajax and whether they want to sell or not, this summer Ajax will be losing a couple of players, and you will understand any attempts by Ajax to block any moves from their side. Sebastian Haller will be moving to Borussia Dortmund. We understand that Anthony will be moving to Manchester United if a deal will be agreed soon enough. Ryan Gravenberch has gone to Bayern Munich. Noisem Azroy could be going to Bayern Munich as well. And of course, Nicolas Tagliafico is leaving. They have already lost their goalkeeper Andre Onana, so almost 6 or 7 players from Ajax will be leaving this summer, and they will try as much as possible to keep some players in that squad. So Ajax, according to very reliable sources in the Netherlands, sources that are very, very close to the team, indicate that Ajax would prefer not to sell the player this summer rather than, cash in on him. They have already secured an understanding between them and the other centre-back, Julian Timber, for him not to join the club, not to leave the club this summer for Manchester United. It is also understood that Lisandro Martinez could be keen on a move to Arsenal Football Club and any other club away from Ajax, but it is not going to be very, very far away. He's not desperate to leave Ajax Football Club. If they can talk to him, if they can make him understand, their motives behind keeping him this summer, then there is a high possibility they can win this race. But Ajax at the moment are not 100% into the idea of selling. It is not money they need at the moment because they've sold Ryan Gravenberch, like I've told you. They've sold Sebastian Haller to Borussia Dortmund, and the likes of Noisa Mazraoui could also be moving on. I think Noisa Mazraoui could be moving on a free. Onana left on a free. And Nicolas Tavico could also leave on a free, but there are high chances they will sell Anthony to Manchester United at a very, very ransom-like price. So at the moment, Ajax do not want to sell, but the positive around this is that according to Fabrizio Romano, Ajax have set a 45 million euro price tag to 50 million euros for any clubs interested. So a couple of clubs actually, like I'll tell you later in the video, are interested. Ajax don't want to sell, but they're saying if any club is serious and they really feel they cannot stay away from the player this summer, then 45 to 50 million euros will actually do the deal. Will Arsenal pay 45 to 50 million euros for a player that you believe has a really, really high potential to become one of the biggest and best centre backs in the world? We wait to see. But at the moment, Ajax don't want to sell. And if they are to sell, they will be going for 45 to 50 million euros. Sorry for that. There is a technical glitch. Now, have Arsenal made any offers, bids, or agreements between us and Ajax? It is yes, it is true. According to David Ornstein and Fabrizio Romano, Arsenal did make an initial offer for the player. However, as things stand, we have not yet had an offer accepted. Our initial offer, our initial bid for the player was 30 million euros. That is what Arsenal put in, initially for Lisandro Martinez, 30 million euros. The offer was rejected by Ajax. They want something more. Like I've said, they want 45 to 50 million euros in the Argentine player. So at the moment, we are still looking at all odds. We are still looking at everything, from both ends. Arsenal's initial bid rejected. They are preparing a second bid. As per Fabrizio Romano, Arsenal will keep on pushing and pushing and pushing until they find an agreement. It is not a deal that is going to happen very early in the transfer window, June or early July. It is one that's going to take some time for Arsenal and Ajax to finally come to a compromise. For this deal to happen, there is going to be a compromise. At least Ajax will go for around 35 or 40 million euros, and then Arsenal have to raise their offer to around 41 million euros. So at the moment, there is no agreement. Arsenal's first bids were rejected, but Arsenal are planning a second bid according to Fabrizio Romano, and they will keep on pushing and pushing and pushing for the player. Do we have any competition around this? There is a lot of competition reported by Fabrizio Romano, that there is a lot of competition. It's going to be a very, very difficult one for Arsenal. Tottenham Hotspur are one of the clubs that are interested in Lisandro Martinez, and as well Manchester United. The big threat with Lisandro Martinez is that he has worked with Erik ten Hag at Ajax, and now Erik ten Hag has moved to Manchester United. It could be a little bit easier to persuade him to join Manchester United because there is a manager that he understands. There is a manager that he knows how he works, and also a manager that can also guarantee him game time, a manager that understands him very, very well. But in terms of competition, there is Arsenal, there is Manchester United, and there is Tottenham. That is the confirmed traffic around the neck of the player. Can Arsenal beat this competition? In my opinion, we can. First and foremost, we are in a very, very great financial position this summer. We can pay money not any other club can pay, especially if we have identified a player as a very, very good deal. And also, it looks like Edu is working very, very closely with the likes of Jorge Mendes to get the deal done. Of course, we understand that when it comes to players coming in from South America and also from Portugal, Jorge Mendes is one of the super agents to deal with such scenarios. So Arsenal in the traffic, yes, we are not we are not very clear, but we are favorites for this one. Of course, David Ornstein confirming that the most realistic destination for Lisandro Martinez at the moment is Arsenal. We've made him a priority, while Manchester United and Tottenham Hotspur are just interested. They're not making it a priority. They're not throwing everything they have at the deal. They're just interested and they're exploring the option of signing the player. Man United have been reported to prepare a bid. We've never heard of it. We've never seen it. Whether they will launch it or not, that remains to be seen. What I can confirm here is that there are no agreements between the player and Arsenal as well. Personal terms are not yet agreed, and the player has not yet joined or agreed to join Arsenal. He's very open. He's very keen to a move to the Emirates Stadium. But like I said, reports and reports from sources close to Ajax indicate that the player is very okay with the idea of staying with Ajax Football Club, although he's keen on a move away from the club as well. So that means if Arsenal can press well, can push well, the deal will happen. And the player is okay with joining us, but there is no verbal agreement between us and Lisandro Martinez. There is no verbal agreement between us and the player's camp that the player will be playing for us next campaign. So no agreement between Arsenal and the camp of Lisandro Martinez, and no agreement between Arsenal and Ajax. Arsenal working very closely day and night to reach an agreement with Ajax, and also working day and night to reach an agreement with the player. It is also believed that personal terms not agreed but are not expected to be an issue. So no agreements, but very positive things there. So when could this still happen, and what is the percentage that Arsenal will get it done? In my opinion, this is what I'm going to say. This is a deal that will be done probably mid-July or later in July. First and foremost, Lisandro Martinez comes in as a priority, yes, but of course known as a starter at Arsenal. You have Kieran Tierney, and also you have Gabriel Magalhaes, who are going to be playing for you, in those positions. So he's not a player who's going to come into the starting lineup and start right away. Arsenal will first deal with the deals of Gabriel Jesus, finalize that. Deal with Rafinha, finalize that. And in my opinion, I think Lisandro Martinez will come before Yuri Tillemans. So, but both of them are not players that are really going to be, those are not deals that Arsenal are going to rush into. We will need to take our time. We'll need a lot of patience around them. So I think the deal could be done in July, later, or even mid-July. So the percentage that Arsenal get this one done, in my opinion, on a scale of 10 out of 10, I think Arsenal, right now, we are on 4 out of 10. But in the coming days, in the coming weeks, that is, if we enter July, I think it will raise to around 5.5 out of 10. The amount of traffic and the amount of competition on the deal is also something to consider and something to think about. The fact that Manchester United and Spurs are interested, a bid could come in anytime soon, given the fact that Manchester United have not signed in anyone this summer and they really are in need of a centre-back. So I think Arsenal right now are on 4 out of 10, but they're leading the rest. The rest of the clubs are on around 1.5, 2 out of 10, because they're not even sure Lisandro Martinez is the player they want as a priority. Now, in terms of percentage, I really don't want to commit this early, but if I were to commit, I would say Arsenal around 45% on this deal, right? I mean, the player agreeing, the player being open to join Arsenal Football Club, the player pushing from the inside to join the club, and also Ajax being able to set the price, saying it's going to be 45 to 50 million euros. Those are all positive signs that there is a very good, there is very good progress going on between us and the deal. But of course, like I said, not one that I would commit that is going to happen very early in the market. That is all you need to know about Lisandro Martinez. Of course, if anything happens, Cossy's Arsenal podcast and its breaking news section will let you know.